Hello everybody, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina, and over on this channel we talk about all things fragrance. So whether you're looking to elevate your vibe, curate the ultimate fragrance collection, or you just like smelling good, stick around because I got you covered. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, go ahead and like this video while you're at it, and of course turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any of my content. All right, let's get right into it, you guys. I want to talk to you about Guerlain's Shalimar L'Essence. Y'all, this fragrance was a blind buy gone extremely well. I don't know what made me pick up the big bottle of this fragrance, but I'm so glad I did. Y'all, when I read the notes, I had a feeling that this was going to be really good. Now, mind you, I've heard of the original Shalimar. I've seen the bottles, but I have never ever been interested in smelling it because honestly, the aesthetic was just real vintage. It was a little too vintage for my taste, and I wasn't really interested in what that would smell like because I just felt like it would be not my style. But again, when I read the notes of this fragrance, I was like, I feel like this is going to go well. So let me take a risk and blind buy this fragrance. Now, I think I had seen a couple of reviews on TikTok from some noses that I trust, and they greenlit this fragrance, so I was cool with blind buying it. So of course, this fragrance was released in honor of the 100th anniversary of the original fragrance Shalimar, and so of course they're gonna stick to that traditional DNA, right? Side note, I was able to smell the original just this past Saturday, and I will say that this is definitely a more modern take on that original fragrance. The original fragrance is exactly what I thought it would be, a very vintage smelling um white diamonds-esque fragrance. Like, it doesn't smell like white diamonds, but it's definitely the vibe of white diamonds. I could see why it would have been popular back in the day, and probably some very classy, sophisticated women's signature scent, the original. But this new version is definitely a modern interpretation of that classic fragrance. Y'all, for me, almond notes and iris usually make a fragrance not so appealing to me because I really don't like overly powdery fragrances. But this fragrance is done in a way to where the incense and the vanilla and the leather and those other notes balance out those powdery facets of that fragrance really well for me. There is rose listed in the mid notes of this fragrance, but it's not noticeable. I'm a rose lover, so I'm going to pick out rose in the fragrance, and I can barely detect that. I think it's just added for the blend and the overall effect of the fragrance. Definitely in the opening though, you get a big burst of that almond and a little bit of bergamot just to give a little bit of brightness in the opening. But then soon into the wearing experience, I mean 5 or 10 minutes into the wear experience, you get this smoky incense vibe, and that's what makes the fragrance really interesting for me. That's what really piqued my interest. I was about to write this fragrance off in the beginning because of course you got that big powdery blast of almond, but when the incense came in and then it started to settle and that sweet vanilla came in, and then you started to get that musk and the leather is more like a suede. It's not like um a loud prominent leather, not like, sometimes leather in a fragrance can smell like a leather jacket or like a football almost. This leather is more of like a suede kind of a cord. It's just soft and supple, y'all. This is really, 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 really good, and the performance is definitely there. Now, it is not a beast by any means, okay? This is not a loud projecting fragrance, but you can definitely smell it, okay? People around you will be able to smell this. um you'll have a very nice scent bubble, okay? This is not one of those fragrances that just fills up a room and is like uber obnoxious, but people will definitely smell you around you, y'all. I was in H&M one day when I wore this, and I walked up to the counter, and the guy that was checking me out was like, oh my God, you smell really good. He was like, you make me want a cupcake now. And I was like, okay, thank you. But I was thinking that this fragrance was not that sweet. I wasn't really getting like a sweet vanilla from this fragrance, but apparently over time, the vanilla does get a little bit more sweet and a little bit more prominent. The vanilla is amazing in this fragrance. And for the price point, I think this is a really good value. So I believe the 1 ounce size retails for, I think it's $110. And the 30, no, that's the 30 ml size. The 50 ml size retails for like 140, 145, somewhere around there. And then the big bottle, the 100 ml size, which is the one that I have, that retails for $170. Y'all, for what you're getting, I think the price is great. Okay. I think the price is great. And it is at various retailers that do offer sales. So you can catch a sale on this. I got my bottle on sale. I think it was maybe about 15% off. I think I got it in the fall where all the stores were doing the little sales. I want to say I got this from Bloomingdale's. I think I got it from Bloomingdale's. But anyway, as far as performance goes, like I said, it's not the loudest fragrance. Okay, it's not obnoxious. It's not gonna fill up a room, but you will definitely notice this scent. You're gonna catch whiffs of yourself all day. I get a solid 7-8 hours out of this fragrance. That is plenty for me. Okay, I know some people like their fragrances to last an eternity. I don't know why, but 7-8 hours, I think that's pretty good for me. I'm actually okay with 5 or 6, but 7 to 8 hours out of a fragrance is great performance for me. And I mean, to where you don't have to, put your arm up to your nose to smell it. Like you could just be walking around and you will catch whiffs of yourself for a good 7-8 hours. This is a really good, solid release. I'm very glad to have this in my collection. I feel like this is not gonna last me the rest of the year. Okay. I don't know how this is going to perform in the spring or in the summer. And to be honest, this is not my typical scent profile for spring and summer. This is really like um, a fall scent to me. This is what I like to smell like in the fall. So I'll see later on what I think about this when the weather is much warmer. But as of right now, this is one of my favorite pickups for the fall. It's probably my favorite pickup for the fall. If you have not tried this, give it a try. And when I say try it, I mean go to the store or wherever, get a sample, spray it on your skin, and see what the wearing experience gives you. Don't spray this on paper and immediately write it off, because you're not going to get the full experience of what this is. This is not a linear scent. You need to put this on your skin and you need to see how it develops over time to really get a good feel of whether or not you'll like this fragrance. So those are my thoughts on Guerlain's Shalimar L'Essence, which was released in 2025 in honor of the 100th year anniversary of the original fragrance Shalimar by Guerlain. If you have this, if you've tried this, please let me know what you think about it down in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.